Okay, so we're going to talk about different forms of channeling. Whew, that feels nice, doesn't it? Yes. Oh, I gotta show you guys. I got something today. Okay, well, hey, what's up? No, I literally just got on. Okay, so Cosmic Gang, whole lot of gang shit, ninth dimensional strange shit. We're in a motherfucking building today. What's up, soul fam? So, I found a gift this morning. I don't know if it's a crow's feather or look on the camera it looks like blue. It's reflecting actually back the color of the blue light. This thing is so cool. And this thing really likes being with my fairy wand. So I've been keeping these two sort of together and charged up together because they just... And it's funny because look at how they're both like curved. I mean, this thing's like, you know, my wand. But I thought that was pretty cool. And I found this morning when I was walking. I went to get coffee. And then I went by Cafe, what is it? Cafe Du Monde. They have like this nice little boardwalk. And then you can walk down. It's literally like where the slaves used to come off the boats. You can walk down and sit there. And it's probably the most gorgeous place I've ever seen. Might be. I've never seen one that was curved like this. Oh, is it 333? Ashe. You know, I never seen one that was curved like this. But there are a lot of crows and ravens in this area. So I know it's one of them that gave me this gift. And I'm very grateful. This is such a powerful spiritual tool. Just the energy of it is just immensely powerful. And then when I moved into my room, because I'm just renting this room right now. I don't know, maybe in a couple months or, yeah, Soul Tribe. I'll get like a little apartment or something, but you know, it's cheap. It was fast. I'm happy. Keeping it simple. I did do a lot of freaking cleaning though. Hush. Ah. Right. And I think that it's just one of those that like reflects back light. So I thought that was really dope. I was like, man, this is cool. And as I was sitting there, one of my, housemates, because everybody like rents different rooms, kind of like, hey Arnold. So I had this room and, so I went with one of my housemates. He's like, hey, let's go get some coffee this morning. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's go. So we got some beignets, we got some coffee, and he started talking about the history of the city. And I got like, and then just to be in that location and to literally be getting like a whole history lesson of the city of New Orleans was very profound. It was beautiful. And then tonight I went for a walk and it's near where the river walk is. So tonight I went for a walk and I met a dude named, what was his name? Richie, no, another Ricky. So it's my third friend named Ricky now. And I just started talking to him and he's from here. And he was just like a security guard at this spot. Pretty cool guy. Spirit calls you certain places so that you can give a certain message. And it seems like all the conversations I'm having lately are all about giving these beautiful messages. Well, Rich, just ask for one. I'm sure the birds will drop you one. But I did realize I'm getting allergies, so I'm trying to, I did like use some eucalyptus and I actually wiped the walls down to clear the energy with Vicks in hot water. So, cause it melts down, and then I used soap and I wiped all the walls in here to clear the energy today because it was just fucked up energy in here before I got here. I gotta get some Florida water tomorrow. And then I met this other guy. And I'm gonna hopefully help him with some stuff that he needs, some psychic work, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna meet with him tomorrow and we'll see if I can take him on as a client or not. So yeah, trying to find the women in this city is really hard. I don't know where they are. I don't know where they are. I'm looking though. I will find them too. So let's talk about different forms of channeling, because there seems to be a lot of confusion, just how there's different forms of meditation, and I'll do a different video on that. People think that channeling is the kind of channeling where your eyes roll back and you're taken over and there's a spirit speaking through you. But there's a spirit speaking through you, or a soul speaking through you all the time, and that being is actually your... I hope so. I know that they're doing a witch walk on Bourbon Street Halloween, so there's gonna be a lot of women there that are like from here, because they organized it. The people who are from here organized it. I really hope so, because I'm like, but I've been meeting a lot of very supportive, like very interesting people in general, like every day. As long as I walk outside. Some days I don't want to walk outside, but spirit would be like, go. You got things to do, girl. And I'm like, oh, I'm not in the mood today. So there's a form of channeling that the most popular, or the most known form, is when the person is like this and the spirit actually comes and speaks through them. You're channeling all the time though. And another form is literally when your higher self comes through you, right? Your body is merely a vessel for your soul. So we have to be cognizant and aware of that. Another form of channeling is where you don't let the spirits actually come through you, but you can communicate with them. So you can call it channeling, because there might be another person around that maybe doesn't or does. If they do have the ability, they'll be able to speak with them too, and then it's like a fucking party. It's so much fun. But if they haven't awakened that ability, because everyone has it, but if they haven't awakened that ability within themselves yet, then it's really important. Then they may ask you, oh, well, what does this person say, or what does that person say, or what is my... And that's more considered mediumship, where you're communicating with the dead. So communication is typically called mediumship. Scrying is a form of channeling. So a lot of rappers, or they're writers, and a lot of poets, a lot of people with the muse, a lot of writers in general, like of any kind of book. Part of that book will be channeled, and some of the information will come from your higher self, will come from 90, and it'll come from different spirits who are very knowledgeable in that area. So they'll come in and assist you in actually putting the pieces together. And when you are divergent, right, so you can transverse down all the dimensions, you go to all levels, because it's important to truly see what's there on all levels. So that's something that you all maybe didn't know about channeling. Like, that's a form of channeling too. What else? Dancing. You can dancing is a big form of channeling. You can actually channel your ancestors in your cells and activate them and bring them energy through dancing. So stomp your feet, feel them awakening within you, and that'll make you like a better dancer actually. What else? Almost anything you can think of. Playing a musician, playing certain sports if you're dealing with spirits that are in that realm, playing music if you're dealing with spirits that are in that realm. Automatic writing is a form of channeling as well. And there are just greater and lesser degrees of channeling. There's also, so I call it inactive channeling, when you go out and you let the spirit speak. But for example, my Thoth channelings, I call them more active channelings, because I'm not somewhere else while Thoth speaks through me, or while the entity that I'm channeling is speaking through me. I'm there, consciously aware of what he's saying, but I'm allowing him to speak through me as almost like a gift. And I do sometimes be like, no, don't say that, or not today with the bullshit. And then me and him, sorry, I didn't realize my battery was low. So I guess I'll make it quick. And then me and him will like agree or disagree internally between ourselves. What else? So that's active and inactive. What I would call active and inactive channeling. Automatic writing is channeling. So those, it's really not that complicated. Those are the different forms of channeling. I just feel like when I say the term channeling, people were really confused because they were assuming that I was always talking about the inactive. Well, it's still very active. Like you're still doing a lot, but I call it inactive form of channeling because you are you are there in or your spirit is somewhere else and you're just allowing that entity to use your vessel. Now, a couple of tips. Regardless of which way you are channeling, it's important to deal with more higher vibrational entities that actually will realign and readjust. Like I've had times that I channeled Thoth and he actually will work on my energy body while he's channeling. And I've had times where I've channeled, higher dimensional Sophia, stuff like that, where they're actually people's ancestors sometimes will pop through during a reading. That's always fun. Couple of people, if I feel called and I feel their ancestors are high vibrational enough, I will do mediumship for them. I just tell them to book it as an intuitive reading and just let me know. But because there's sometimes some messages that your ancestors have for you, because when they're on the other side, they become more of like your spirit guides, and now they can have this expanded awareness and they're seeing so much more. Yeah, you can use Arula. You can consider him like an ancestor if that deity actually resonates with you. That was the first deity that came to me, and I did a whole ritual for him. I did a mirror ritual. Sat in front of the mirror, had a green and yellow candle, and had something, flower or something that he liked in the middle. And then because I saw him show up, I think, in a vision when I was meditating. And I was like, well, how do I contact you again? So him and Ishu kind of showed up together. And then the first flash of an entity I saw was actually Shiva, where I was walking out the room. And my room in my dad's house at the time, I was in a basement. And when I walked out, it was a flash on a white wall. And I didn't know any Hindu entities at the time. Like, who the fuck was that? I'm like, that looks like that Indian stuff. I was like, you know what? I'm going to look it up on my phone. And it was an image of the dancing Shiva, which was incredible. And I've met a Shiva since I've been here, a Shivite. And I walked up to him and I shook his hand. And I walked up to him and I said, you're a Shivite. I said, you're a Shivite. And he's like, how did you know that? And I was like, I know. And it was his necklace really that he had on, but I'm like, I know. And I was like, it's an honor to meet you. And then it was like Shiva actually channeled through him, and Shiva himself was talking to me, the guy, and actually shook my hand, and there was this powerful energy between the two of us. And he's like, come back anytime, anything you need, like come back and say hi to me. I'm here these days. And I was like, okay, I will. Thank you so much. So like I always say, like, if you're open to magic, magic is open to you. You know what I mean? You are magic. There's nothing separating you from your magic except your own self. So open your world to the magic that exists. Oh, and I found out today that New Orleans is on a ley line, and I didn't know about that. So I'm going to figure out what parts of the city that runs through. And also, there's a part of the city called Treme that is right across from Rampart. Boom. So literally the first hotel I stayed in and that's where the first free people of color were in New Orleans. So, that was exciting. And to know that Marie kind of brought me to she brought me to she basically like told me what my mission is. Like, it's on a spiritual, like energetic level, but it's like I was literally staying in the same place and walking on the same land that these people who fought so hard for their freedom were walking on. And that's probably why these spirits kept coming to me when I was there, because I'm like, why the fuck are all these spirits coming to me and stuff? And tonight, because the transition was kind of stressful, dealing with different energies and different people and stuff, it was really like a lot on me energetically, which is why I haven't gone live, because I didn't do much cleaning and just getting things together here. That's interesting. So I got things together here to where, if you guys need readings or anything, feel free to hit me up, because now my schedule is open for it. What was I gonna say? Okay, boom, I was getting stuff together here. I was talking about the ley line. I was talking about the free people. Oh, I saw a sign today. So I saw a sign. Spirit said, go for a walk. It's like 12 o'clock at night, and here I am. And it said, there was a sign that said Marie's Apartments, and I'm just looking and I'm laughing, and she's like, yeah, I put you there because I want you to stay in the city. Like, I want you to stay where you're supposed to be. So that was like her little wink and nod, you know, that like, hey, I'm looking out for you. I'm looking out for you. Don't worry about it. Like, I'm still with you. And that was cool, especially when you're transitioning and, you know, when you move into a new place, you have to contend with the other energies of the other people. And if they're not on the same consciousness level as you, your energy will want to acclimate to their energy. So instead, which is why I do the clearing, which is why I try and keep a certain vibration in my space, because you want to actually end up, just by being there, raise everybody else's vibration and frequency. So that's basically, you know, like what I do when I move into a new space and place. Even if you're in an apartment building or an apartment complex, it's you have a little more room, and you really can make your like apartment your own. And this is a little more close quarters, but it's just important to know that sometimes just energetically, by you being in a place, you influence it in such a profound way. And as you're raising your vibration and being positive and choosing to be happy, it really changes the frequency of wherever you go. So sometimes certain people, they don't know why they're called to certain places, and it's literally because of their frequency. And it's an exchange. Like, that place has something beautiful to offer you, and you have something to offer it. So there's so much healing that can be done that way. You know what I mean? It's just how it is. So when you are channeling, I want you guys to be careful with the entities that you are communicating with and or letting into your body. Don't let just anything into your body or anything into your field to communicate with you. This is how we get a lot of these weird posts in like spiritual groups, or like weird sayings or things that seem kind of off in spiritual communities, because people will be communicating with a spirit that is actually manipulating them based on their trauma. So this is why, another reason why it's important to heal your trauma, because you don't think those spirits have been watching you your whole life. You don't think that they know how to trigger you and know where your trauma is and know how to sort of get you. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to heal your trauma so that when you are channeling, you are very clear and concise about what you're doing. Let me think if there's anything else. Yes, it's complete manipulation, and there's a lot of people that go through that, and then something as basic as meditating or clearing your energetic body, people will come out with these crazy things and say, oh, that's evil, or that's this, or that's that. No, that's you communicating low vibration. Okay, I think my phone's gonna die soon. So I'm gonna get off, but I love, honor, and respect each and every one of you. I thank you for being here, and I'm just opening my heart to you essentially right now, and just showering you all with the loving energy of the Great Mother and of the Divine. And I wish you all nothing but prosperity, success, love, joy, self-love, inner love, you know, connection to your higher self, your inner self. And it is my greatest desire for each and every one of you to express your uniqueness in this world.